Hi, this is Gail Purith, and today I want to share a devotion with you about Narcigesis. Now, that word is a little hard to understand, but it's based on a narcissistic view of Scripture. You know, in Greek mythology, Narcissus drowns himself because he is so fixated on the beauty of his own reflection in a pool of water. And from that Greek mythology, we get the word narcissist, which are people who are very selfish and very focused on themselves. I recently discovered this word called narcigesis, and it's about how people interpret scriptures. First, before I explain it, let me explain the accurate method of checking what a scripture says, finding out the actual meaning, and that is called exegesis. And that's done by careful study, by looking at the context and the history, the original languages, and the overall truth of scripture and how it fits in. That's the right way to do it. And that's why this other method is called narcigesis, because it is a very selfish way, but a very popular way of judging scripture. And that's taking scripture and looking at it through human wisdom and cultural values. That's why they may promise health and wealth. They may deny your personal responsibility. They may replace God esteem with self esteem, or twist the scriptures to claim that God approves of popular sins. And that's why Colossians 2:8 says to us, don't let anyone capture you with empty philosophies and high sounding nonsense that come from human thinking and from the spiritual powers of this world rather than from Christ. We need to be very careful when we are listening to a teacher or reading a book to make sure that that person is accurately presenting scripture to us and not twisting it. One way we can usually tell if it's twisted is if they tell us it has a meaning that for thousands of years Christians didn't realize. So be very careful when you study scripture and make sure that you don't listen to anyone who uses narcigesis.